of Sudan wanted to extort a lot of money from South Sudan. They ask that they want South Sudan, if we are to export our oil, to pay $36 per barrel. This $36 per barrel is broken down in the following way. $25 as transportation tariffs. This is how they gave it to us, and they have also published it. $25 as transportation tariffs. $6 as transit fee. $5 for processing fees. The total is 36. Our position for the Petrodar pipeline and the Dar blend oil produced in Upper Nile, which is, by the way, 80% of our production. That is where the majority of our oil comes. Every 100 barrels that we produce, 80 barrels is produced in Upper Nile, 20 barrels is produced in Unity State. So for the Dar blend and the Petrodar pipeline, our proposal was to pay the third-party tariffs provided in copper agreement, which is $5.5. This is what we used to pay from July 9th up to February, when we had been forced to shut down the oil. 5.5. For transit fee, we had proposed 63 cents. For processing fees, though they are cut from cost oil and they are not included in the transportation, but our calculation was $1.07. That is $1.07. The total is $7.20. This is what we used to pay, and this is what we said. This is what we continue to pay. We are not increasing anymore because South Sudan has become independent. Now, we negotiated, and I'm going to share with you this information so that you know exactly what is the outcome of the negotiations. I would like to say, first of all, that the government of South Sudan has succeeded to protect the resources of the people of South Sudan. And our negotiating team has done a good job. They have negotiated very well, and they have stood against all the pressures from the Americans who wanted us to give away the resources of our people, and the British who wanted us to give Sudan all our oil, telling us that you give it to them if this is what they want. Even if they want to give you 1/3, you take 1/3. You know, a percentage of something is better than a percentage of nothing. This is how they were telling us. And we said no. We must protect the resources of the people of South Sudan, and we will negotiate and get a fair deal. Our position on oil has always been, and we have articulated it throughout the negotiations, and we have insisted that the oil of South Sudan would not flow through the Republic of Sudan unless and until it was subject to a fair commercial pipeline tariffs, processing and transit fees. This is what we have always said. And we stood firm on that. And we negotiated. Now I'm happy to report to you that we have reached an agreement. The agreement we have reached is the following. For petrodar or the dar blend oil, transportation fees is $6.5, $6.50. From $5.50 to $6.50, an increase of $1. Sudan wanted $25. Sudan has now agreed with us that we pay them only $6. So from 25, they've come down to $6.50. For transit fee, the government of Sudan wanted us to pay them $6. They have agreed with us that South Sudan will pay only $1. Only $1. For processing fees, they wanted us to pay $5. They have agreed that South Sudan will only pay $1.60. The total for dar blend is $9.10. $9.10. That is the transportation, processing, and transit fee. This is what we have agreed to. For GenPOC, that is oil produced in Unity State, and because the pipeline is longer, we used to pay $7.40 for transportation. This is what is paid to the companies. The government of Sudan was demanding that we pay them $25. I'm happy to inform you that our agreement with the government of Sudan is $8.40. From $7.40 to $8.40, an increase of only $1. And they have agreed to it. For transit fee, Sudan wanted us to pay $6, and our position was to pay 69 cents. They have agreed, and both of us have agreed, that South Sudan will pay only $1 of transit fee per barrel, just like petrodar. For processing, they were asking for $5. We have agreed to $1.60. The total is $11, but that's the total of everything. Transportation tariffs $8.4, transit fee $1, processing fee $1.60. Total is $11. The government of Sudan and the mediators and other actors from the international community, including United States of America and United Kingdom, they all were pressuring us and almost wanted to break our bonds, telling us that we must accept the $11. They were even calling us at very late hours and shouting at us, "You will hold you responsible, we are going to sanction you," and all that. And we just said, no. We are here to protect the interests of the people of South Sudan, and we don't take pressures. We will stand all these pressures. They wanted us to pay $11 for the petrodar oil, which would have made an increase of $3 per barrel, and we refused. And the government of Sudan, of course, was happy, waiting that pressures will be mounting on us, and the panel and all that. And in the end, we emerged, and the government of Sudan accepted. They say, you accept a fair deal or no deal. In the end, they said, okay, fine. It's a fair deal. We accept it. They accepted. And the difference is big between $11 and $9.1, because 80% of our oil is produced in Upper Nile, in Malut or northern Upper Nile counties, Malut area and the adjacent counties to it. I'm really very happy that the negotiating team of South Sudan was able to achieve this deal. This is a real breakthrough. Now we can export the oil of South Sudan, paying the transit fee. That's only one, which is within the international standard, as we have always insisted. I'm happy that the team negotiated very well, and we were able to get transportation tariffs that are not very high, not 25, but less than $10. It's $8.4 and 6.5. And also good rates for processing, which is deducted from cost oil, as only $1.6. The government of Sudan has talked about that we have agreed to give them $25 for transportation or transit fees. Some other people were talking of $11 of only transit fees. These are not true. The facts are here, and I would like our information office to actually distribute this information. Is it distributed? Please, can you distribute it so that they can have documents?
Let them finish.
Until they finish.
And now this is about the oil commercial deal. The other agreement that we have reached with the government of Sudan is that South Sudan offered the government of Sudan a direct financial assistance, a contribution to their gap, which was calculated by IMF. The principle that was agreed by the parties within the concept of two viable states was that because Sudan has lost oil revenue and they have very serious economic crisis, it would be in the interest of South Sudan to assist Sudan to avoid collapsing with 1/3 of the gap, and the international community to contribute 1/3 of the gap, and Sudan will assume 1/3 of the gap. Indeed, we have made the calculation, and we have offered $3.28 billion as a direct financial assistance, or known as TFA, to Sudan. This will be given to Sudan over 3.5 years. After 3.5 years, then that will come to an end. This TFA, South Sudan is offering the TFA, and it is part of a package. Our goal with this package, we assist Sudan so that we ensure that there is peace between Sudan and South Sudan and security. Also, to ensure that there is territorial integrity, respect for South Sudan. We will not pay this money unless we reach agreement and resolve the issue of ABA, the issue of the border dispute, and we ensure that this border is demarcated and managed in such a way that gives freedom of movement of our people, goods and services. So it is part and it is a tool of achieving peace and viability of the two states. And this goes directly to our strategic objective and national objective of South Sudan, and that is building peace with all our neighbors so that we focus our energies, resources to build South Sudan as a newborn nation to become a free, peaceful and prosperous society in which all our citizens enjoy a dignified life. The delegation will return soon to Ethiopia to finalize the details of this oil agreement and to finish also and sign a comprehensive agreement that will include an agreement on the border, an agreement on security, an agreement on ABA, an agreement on protections of our nationals, together with, of course, oil, and all of this will be a comprehensive agreement, and that will be a base for opening a new page in our relations with Sudan and for beginning our real journey of nation building towards the realization of our vision of a South Sudan that is a society in which all our citizens enjoy their life and pursue happiness, and they live with dignity, they recover from the trauma and the difficulties of the tragic experience we have gone through in the past, and we heal all the wounds that has been inflicted on us during the decades and centuries of oppression, as we make the transition to a better